Hello everyone, it is I, DZ Maven. Time for another Gunpla review, Unscripted. From my desk to you, as I talk about a kit. Today I'm talking about an old kit, well actually not really that old of a kit, but it's an older kit. It is the real grade, Char's Zaku 2. This was only the second real grade kit to ever come out, following the RX-78-2 Gundam. We have the chief protagonist to Amuro Ray's Gundam. Char Zaku kit. It came out in November of 2010 for the very economical price of 2,500 yen. It is a kit. So let's take a look at it. Anyway, here is box art. Typical real grade box art. So I don't know, is it just me, or does it feel like sometimes the box art for the real grade kits has gotten a little less detailed as time has gone on? Maybe it's just me. But it's like when I look back at the Gundam and the Char Zaku box art, I feel like for some reason they look a little nicer. It may just be me. Anyway, as you can see, this came out around the 30th anniversary when Gunpla, which 2010, so now that's like 11 years ago, and they're doing the 40th anniversary stuff now. So yeah, it's been over 10 years. Anyway, side of the box here. So this has its own advanced MS joint frame for the Zaku 2. This has really only been reused for the F-type Zaku and the Johnny Ridden Zaku R2, along with the various P Bandai variants that exist. So yeah, there's a bunch of P Bandai variants for the real grade Zaku. Anyway, here's some action shots on the side of the box here. So typical Char Zaku 1144 from real grade. New. Anyway, manual. So this manual, kind of like with the Gundam's manual, has a nice little color insert inside, so you can see a little extra details here, information about the kit, and I guess development of the real system. Also along these various pipe inserts, the bane of anybody who wants to make a Zaku kit. I will probably get into that a little bit later. It's not that bad. It's not that bad from what I remember. I did build this kit a long time ago here, so I'm just kind of trying to go off some memory here. Although I did build the Johnny Ridden R2 Zaku only a couple, 2.5 years ago, I want to say. So anyway, to kind of tell you the basics how to build a manual. We've seen that in every manual here. I don't have any pictures of the runners, or do I? I forgot. I took some of these pictures a long time ago. Anyway, construction of the kit here. The Zaku 2, it's the real grade Zaku 2 kit. The inner frame is pretty decent. You're not going to see much of it, of course, once it gets all put together and everything here. The tubes here. Now, they do use a spring for the lower leg part, and the part that goes around the head and the body, I believe, is a plastic piece. Or, okay, no, that's a spring. That's the other leg right there. Where is it? It is pretty nimble, despite being a Zaku. Despite being a Zaku 2, it is pretty nimble. There is quite a lot of color separation. This was back when, you know, these first couple of early real grades where they had like different tones for the colors here. The Zaku 2, there's like 2 different shades of light. Wait, voice crack there. Of a light pink on this kit, and 2 different shades of the dark red, and just a regular red for the backpack on it. So a couple different shades of dark gray on it. So it definitely has that multicolored tone to it. Also, I didn't remember they had this little line art inside the manual here. Again, this sort of stuff is just really nice to look at. I wish more of the manuals had this stuff in them. It's just nice to look at this stuff. But this was a special case, only for I don't know if the F-type Zaku has the stuff in it or not. I haven't actually built one of those yet. Someday I will. But like I said, getting back to construction here, it's not that hard of a kit. There is a lot of tiny pieces on this kit. I do recall that sometimes I want to say there's a couple little pieces on the chest that don't sometimes stay in. You might have to glue in. I don't know if I can eyeball them here on the manual. Yeah, this one right here. This A2 piece. Be careful not to lose those. Sometimes they will fall out. So I would suggest probably trying to glue those in. Okay, yeah, here's what I was talking about. The one around the chest here is mostly just a plastic rod. It's not a flexible tube, so... And the way they have it, the pipettes are molded. You just slip the little inner hose piece in and then just clip everything off. The head does have an internal mechanical system where the eye will rotate along with turning the neck. So it's kind of the same thing in the Master Grade 2.0. So yes, to have accessories. You have the Bazooka, Zaku machine gun, Heat Hawk. Here is your sticker guide. I will say, excuse me, this kit has a fairly complicated sticker sheet. You may not want to use all of them. I did on my kit, and I honestly think it was a little bit overkill. And I'll probably point that out in the live view here in a moment. Let's get some photos. Back in the manual. So here's a close look at that pipette runner. You basically have to slip the center piece of the pipe through, and then you have to clip all of these pipettes off. If you're a thorough builder, of course that means you're going to have to file and denub all of these things. You do what you gotta do, you know. That is the life of a Gunpla builder when it comes to dealing with Zaku 2s. You just gotta deal with it. Anyway, here's one of the few shots I have of the inner frame. Yeah, it's a pretty decent inner frame once you get everything. It's not super detailed on the upper arms, I want to say. It's just kind of these blocks on the upper arms, so. But the rest of it looks pretty nice, so. These are just old photos I took a long time ago. I got some newer photos I've taken, so. Just kind of flip through these pretty quick here, just to kind of show up the kit itself here. So, so here it is next to the high grade Universal Century Zaku 2, the old one, just for comparison, because I happen to have this kit on hand. There is a revived version of the high grade Zaku 2 now, which is much better. Also, there's the Origin version too, so. It's probably not worth trying to get the old version now, so. The old one looks really old now. Anyway, here's the more current pictures I have taken in the actual photo booth here, so. Again, it's a pretty nice looking kit, lots of detail, lots of surface paneling. You have these two different colors for the two main colors of the kit here, the sort of the salmon pink, what do they call it, a salmon pink, and the sort of dark red on the torso here. It's kind of mixed between this dark red and almost like a pink color. In my opinion, I feel like this probably should have been a little bit more subtle of a color shift here, but you know, that's just the way Bandai did it here. And here's the back. Again, the backpack is just a red here. And you can see here, there's a lot of marking stickers all over this thing. Probably too much, in my opinion. So. And honestly, some of these do kind of rub off after a while, and just so again, you might not want to use you may not want to use all of these. So my voice is like cracking, and I don't know why. I blame it on the cookies. I had cookies a moment ago. There's a close up of the front of the kit here. A little bit of articulation test here. Articulation is pretty decent, as you can see here. I think the kit only has like real issues probably like around the waist area. The skirt armor, you know, try as Bandai tries to do with trying to make the work around the skirt armor of the Zaku 2. They got it to work okay here, but sometimes it still kind of gets in the way. So we can do the crouch down pose with it. And the cockpit does open up. It's a little hard to have a better picture. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so one side of the cockpit opens up. You have the little seat inside where Char would be sitting right there. We don't get like a tiny Char figure for this kit here. I don't know if there was a separate one or not. I only kind of have what I have here, so. And here's just a look at how the eye will move around inside the head when you turn the neck there. So. Just showing that the side shield and the shoulder spike they can move away from the arm a little bit here just to give you a little bit more flexibility here. And here it is with some of the equipment. Heat Hawk on the side skirt and along with the machine gun. It's a pretty nice looking Zaku machine gun. I actually pretty like it. Pretty much like that pretty well. Sorry if I can speak tonight. Here's a two-handed pose with the machine gun here. So again, it can do the two-handed pose pretty well with that. Inside the ammo pack there are some fake molded in bullets. So if you want, you can paint those if you want, or just leave them be because they'll be inside the magazine and you'll never see those again. So, but anyways, it's a nice little detail. So it's kind of nice knowing that it's there, even though you're probably not going to see that. But and if you happen to have extra ammo magazines, you can stick those on the side skirts. You only get the one magazine with this for the rifle. Obviously, you don't have another one. So, but just in case you happen to have some more, you can stick them there. I don't know how you would get more, but because you only get one with the kit. So, anyway, here it is with the bazooka. It can pose okay with the bazooka. It's not like super great, but I tend to have a hard time getting the handle into the hand without the hand either falling out or not getting in position correctly. Yeah, I wish this kit did come with fixed pose hands, because it doesn't have those. It has the real grade hands, which are not very good, and it has the closed fist hands. Those are your set of hands that comes with the kit. You only have two sets: the closed fists and the real grade hands. So you gotta learn to work with the real grade hands on this kit. So here it is up on the action base. Action base connector just kind of plugs straight up on the bottom of the kit between the legs. It's a pretty good connection. It's not going to fall off or anything. Get some more posing with the bazooka. Bazooka can be stored on the back on this little tab. I'm not going to call it a latch. It's kind of like a tab. It just kind of sits on top of it. So if you jostle the kit, it will fall off. It's not. It's just kind of laying on there. So there's nothing really pulling it there. So as long as you don't knock the kit over, it should be fine. Here's the Heat Hawk. I don't know why the Heat Hawk always feels a little unimpressive on a Zaku. Maybe it needs to have it needs a bigger Heat Hawk, maybe. It just looks small. But then again, that is what a Zaku 2 has, so I guess I can't really complain about that too much. There's another action shot pose, and the Char kick. I tried to get into the kickiest Char kick pose I could here. Try to get as close as I could, so it can do a pretty close job of it. So, and here's those accessories again: machine gun, bazooka, Heat Hawk, action mace adapter. There's a little holder clip for the Heat Hawk, and your two fist hands along with the two real grade hands. So. Alright, so switch over to the live view here. Okay, so here's a little closer look at the real grade Char Zaku 2 up close and personal here. So, kind of want to show you this rotating head here. It's probably a little easier to see here in motion. You can get the glare not in there. But yeah, it works just like the master grade. So, arms move around. There is quite a bit of a gap between the arm and the body, I've noticed here. So maybe it's just me, but I kind of noticed that more on this kit than I do on other real grade kits here. But anyway, there. Just trying out the arm articulation here. A little bit here just to kind of show you. Arm bend. Again, these awful real grade hands are right here. They tend to fall apart on me quite a lot here, so maybe it's just because the kit's old. But there's a little bit of a flex bend in the wrist here. See, along the bending back and forth, and there goes the fingers. They came off. Back on there. Yep, you gotta be careful with these things. Also, I want to point out here, this little wrist piece right here, little gray wrist piece, it's loose. Intentionally, that is loose on this kit here. There's nothing holding that in, so every time you change the hands around, that falls out. It's really kind of annoying. I wish band I had done better with that. The cockpit hatch, you're gonna need a toothpick to open this thing up. Just kind of get it open, like so. But it is accurate. Now the waist, on the waist here, we do have waist bending, like so. It does seem to leave kind of a big gap here in the middle of the Zaku, but I guess there's really no way to get around that. But it's got some okay articulation in the waist here. So, skirt armor, these will flip up. These are on ball sockets. They will fall out on you as you're posing the kit. And sometimes the side skirts will come off as well. They don't move around too much. Yeah, they're just kind of there. The more you try and mess with these, the more likely they're going to fall apart. So, yeah, this one fell apart on me. Then you gotta get it back on there. It's not easy to get this back on again. There we go. Okay, it's on there now. The back skirt will move around a little bit here. Now, inside the hip here, there's kind of like two pieces, and they'll kind of swivel back and forth a little bit. I don't know if I can demonstrate that here too well. But that can move around like so. It's kind of hard to demonstrate here because it's kind of all inside of here, but that's how you would adjust the hips on it. Leg, you get up there. Knee bend. Pretty nice knee bend on this kit. Front piece separates here. Got some detail inside around the knee here, and this part here is the spring right here. The rest of these cables, like I mentioned, they're just hard plastic tubes in there. And inside the foot, there goes my skirt armor piece again. Inside the foot here, pretty alright bend here. A little bit of a toe right here. There. So, you know, it is side to side. So, a nice detail on the bottom of the foot there too. As you can see here, some of these stickers, they kind of have to wrap around edges here, and they don't stay down, and they peel up after a while. So, especially these ones here kind of gotten messed up here. Probably would have been better just to paint these things if you really need to do that. Like the ones on here fell off already. So yeah, probably too many stickers on this kit. Let's see if I can get this back on here. Get back on. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so the gun came off too. Alright. This is probably a good time to talk about some of these accessories here. So, Zaku machine gun. Again, it's a pretty nice looking machine gun. I like this one. It's nicely detailed. Got our support handle here, right here. The scope can move around a little bit if you want to adjust it a little bit. Magazine comes off like so. Now the handle uses this little fold out tab. You can see it. You can see it right there. These things are a pain in the butt. The Gundam kit had these too. They weren't nearly as much of a problem in that kit. You have to kind of get it. Yeah, I'm gonna take this off here, and there goes that little piece right there. This thing, don't lose that. Real grade hand, there's a little slot in here you have to kind of fit it into. And the problem is with these things, like, you gotta get the hand in just the right spot to get it in there. Otherwise, sometimes the tab will move out of the way. And it's like you gotta start over again. Then you get the... You gotta make sure the fingers are in the right place when you pop it in there, because I've had issues where I've had the hand like this here, where the thumb is on the wrong side. It's like, dang it, I gotta do it over again. It was a pain in the butt, but it's a nice machine gun. Bazooka, very similar deal. It has the tab here, the little tab handle here. Sport handle, the scope will move around like so. And that's really it. The bazooka is kind of harder to get into a good position on the on this kit. See if I can get this in the hand here. Not too much issue. There we go. Now what I found is I can't really put it in here while the arm is bent. Kind of have to do it while the arm is straight. Otherwise I have a lot of issue getting this in here. And straight, and then we can slowly bend the arm until we get it into position like that. There we go. So if you're having trouble with the bazooka, that's kind of the way you should probably do this here. So now the heat hawk. This is the heat hawk. There's not a lot to it here. There's actually two pieces here. There's this piece and there's the blade. This little clip here, if I can get this off. Little tiny little clip here. This is for holding the heat hawk onto the kit. Like so. Also, this does have a tab on it too for holding into the hand, but it's kind of noticeable. It's kind of like right there. Hopefully that won't bother anybody. And really the only other thing here are the closest hands and the action base connector, which connects right in here. I will say that it is a solid connection, but getting this thing back off again is kind of hard. Like, I feel like I really gotta put a lot of force on this to get this back off again. It's already kind of, I don't know if you can see there, it's starting to kind of tear up the plastic a little bit inside of there. A little hard to see, but oh yeah. Anyway, that is the real grade Zaku 2, the Char's version. I think it looks really nice, like most real grades. The only thing I will say about this kit is because it does feel a little bit more complex and parts kind of fall off on this thing and whatnot. The only thing I'm going to say about this is that I probably would not recommend this kit for a beginner in the real grade line, simply because there is quite a lot of complexity on this kit and stuff does tend to fall off quite a lot. But other than that, I think it looks pretty nice. It's sticker heavy, so again, like I mentioned, you may not want to use all these stickers on it, so your mileage may vary. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this review of the real grade Char Zaku 2. I hope you found this somewhat entertaining and informative. I'll be back with another review soon in the month of November. No, it's October. Sorry, what am I saying? It's still October. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Char. You know how to go in Gundam. I'm gonna go like, Char's coming. Char. Char. Alright, that's enough. Have a good day, guys. See you later.